So tomorrow morning we leave about 6:30 to go to the hospital at 7 to do paperwork. By 8 she should be getting induced. And so the next time that I walk into my apartment, I'll be a father, which is a weird thing to say at 46. Most of my friends, my nephews and nieces, they're adults, and I'm just starting. And it feels like that sentence belongs to somebody else, because all my life people have asked me if I would have kids. Do I want kids? And my answer was always the same: yes and no. If it happened, great. If not, no big deal. Now that I'm hours away from it being real, the question's a lot easier to answer. Yeah, hell yeah. I don't think my brain's caught up with everything yet. There's just a lot of feelings, obviously. Like, should I be prepared more? I don't know. How do you prepare for it? I mean, the obvious things, right? I have the crib, I have the diapers, I have all the things that they tell you to do. I guess the physical preparedness is the easy part. The mental and emotional part of it, that's the challenging part, because you might think you're there and then you're nowhere near, or you're too near and you don't know how to handle all those emotions, because it's not like anything you've ever felt before. Like every night, like right now the house is, it's quiet, and for the last 3 or so weeks, maybe a little less, every little thing I would do, I kept saying in my mind, it was like, this is the last time you'll do this as just a single guy. I mean, I'm married, but without a kid. And like stupid things. You know how your brain works sometimes? I'd grab a bag of chips. It's like, this is the last bag of chips I'm gonna eat before I'm gonna be a dad. Or this is the last time I'm gonna shave my head before I'm gonna be a dad. Just all these like dumb thoughts, real thoughts, real feelings, they all just kind of hit you at different times. My sleep patterns have been weird. Some nights I fall asleep super early. There's been a few nights where I just can't sleep. And now over the last week though, it's a weird thing, because I feel like I'm already on a pattern of waking up. Like your mind knows or something, because I've been waking up like at 1, 4, 7. It's just, and for me, no, that doesn't happen. I normally, when I wake up, it'll be later, like 10, 9, 10 today. So like last night, for example, I fell asleep fairly early for myself. I woke up at 1:30, I woke up at 4, and then I woke up at 8:30. Which in hindsight, it might end up being a dream come true if that is the schedule we end up being on, because I know that newborn schedules are pretty crazy. So we got clothes, we got everything ready to go. I got bags in the truck, the car seats back here are ready, so we're ready for tomorrow. I'm actually just doing a little work, and then I'm gonna go home, and I just want to make sure we have everything good to go. I mean, we got the crib set up, and my wife was like, this is the last time it'll just be you and me. I'm like, I know it's a weird, interesting concept. It's hard to say, but it's not real. It's starting to get real, I guess. It hasn't been real. My mind hasn't caught up with the fact that this is happening. Obviously, I felt her move. My wife's belly's grown. All the things, but your mind is still trying to catch up, I think. And I don't know, today and yesterday are probably the first couple days that I'm starting to get there, because like tomorrow we go to the hospital to be induced. And then, when she's born, it's like, I don't know. Everybody says like it's just a click. It's an automatic thing, and you just gotta believe it and trust it and hope everything's good. And my biggest thing for me is just I worry. I want my wife to be okay. I want my child to be okay. That's like, people say I just want a healthy baby. Man, I've heard people say that 1,000 times. I'm just like, yeah, all right, yeah. But man, that means so much more when it's like time to go, because I definitely think about that and I worry about it, and just like, I hope everything just goes as it should, and everybody's healthy and we're fine and all that good stuff. I don't know, it's a lot to process, it's a lot to think about, but you know, people do it all the time. You know, people have children all the time, they're fine. And I'm older, and I'm 46. I didn't think I'd really be here. I got to a point where I thought, I always, back in my mind, thought I would have a kid, but then as I got older, in my 40s, I thought, okay, well, it's not gonna happen, that's fine. Life will be fine. And then a lot happened in my 40s. I got laid off my job for 46 years. I got married, and now I'm having a kid. And all of this happened within like 4 years. I started doing stand-up. As somebody that had crippling anxiety when I was younger, not a shot in hell I thought I'd be able to talk in front of people. But I got to the age of 40, I think, and this awakening happened where it was just like, start living, man. Like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, you go do this, buy that, all those things that don't mean a whole lot, and then you just start spending more and more time alone too, and you're just like, what is this? Like, what? And then even when I'm older, like, I just want to be alone with my money. No, that sucks. And look, I'm not saying like don't make money, and money helps in a lot of ways. Yeah, of course. But I mean, I was a bachelor for a long time, and I made good money, and it wasn't enough. Not the money. The money was fine, but could care less about it. Obviously I want to be able to provide and for my family, but as far as the big picture, man, it don't mean shit. It really don't. This is the stuff that matters. So here we are. You know, and people tell you you're never ready. Yeah, I get that. I'm not ready. I mean, I am, but I'm not. You never know what's coming in the next few days. And it's a weird thing to think your whole world is going to be different in just like a couple days. Like, here's your normal day. You're working and you're doing your normal routine. And then in just a few hours, a few days, everything is going to be completely different. That's a hard thing to wrap your mind around. Like, I don't know. It's just interesting. The cool part for me is the majority of the people I know, their kids are almost adults, or they are adults, except for my best friend, who's a year younger than me, which is wild because he just had his second kid. So our daughters will be about the same age difference that my kid, that me and him are. Oh my God, I can't talk. So that's a really cool thing. I've got very lucky in that regard. I've been very lucky to have him as a best friend, and I've known him since I was 5 years old. So, you know, I've known him for almost 40 years, which is crazy. And now our kids are going to be the same age difference that him and I are. So that's pretty awesome. I worried about being too old, and I still worry about it, because I go, well, when I'm this age, when she's 20, you know, I'll be 170. I do worry about that a little bit, but I'm hoping, because I've gone through the thought process, that it forces me to take care of myself better. I was like, I gotta stretch more, for one thing, because if I'm gonna be down on that floor, I gotta be able to get my way back up. So, you know, hopefully it pushes me into that. But I don't know who I'm going to be. I mean, I know who I am in a way, but I don't know who I'm going to be as a dad. You think you're going to be a certain way, you hope you're a certain way, but you never really know. I just hope the best parts of me come out, and I'm able to be there for her and do all the things a younger guy could do for their kids. And it is funny thinking about, I'm going to be the 50-year-old at kindergarten hanging out with 22-year-olds, you know? That doesn't bother me so much because in comedy, that's basically the comedy world. It's 22-year-olds hanging out with 50-year-olds. It's so I'm kind of used to that already. I don't really mind that. It's just a funny thing to think about for me. I just think it's, you know, so how old are you? Well, I'm almost 50, bro. Oh, well, we're going out for my 21st birthday on Friday if you want to come. Okay, man. But I'm glad it's happening. I'm very glad it's happening. I'm super excited. I'm all the feelings. I'm scared, I'm nervous. Like me 10 years ago, I don't know if I would have been ready. I don't know if I would have been emotionally ready and just a part of my life. So it's never too late, I don't think. You know, like I said, I'm 46, but if you're younger, great. If you're not, if you feel like it's too late for you and you're older, it's not, man. And I'm in some dads groups like on Facebook, and there's guys in there that are older than me that just had kids. They're like 55, some are in their 40s as well. And they've, you know, their kids might be 6 months old, and they're like, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And, you know, everybody says that. Well, not everybody, but the majority says that. And, you know, they're right, but it's just, it's hard just to wrap your head around. Like right now, I feel like I'm a kid again, and it's time to go back to school. You know, where you get that feeling of excitement, but you're nervous, and you're like, how's this gonna go? And are they gonna like me? And kind of feels like that. Another analogy would be if you're doing stand-up and you're gonna do a set, but the person on stage, that you don't know when they're gonna call you up, so you're just sitting in the back like, they're gonna call me any minute, but it's not you yet. It's not you yet. It's not you yet. And you're like, when's it gonna be? When's it gonna be? And you're just like, ah. But yeah. So, my other biggest concern is just, you know, where am I gonna be in 5 years? Am I gonna be successful? Am I gonna be doing something I love? Am I gonna be able to be around for my daughter? You know, because ideally I'd love to tour again and do comedy. That takes me away from her. But it is something I love, and it potentially make good money. Or do I want to go back into the day job thing? I mean, I got time to kind of figure that out, I guess. But it's just like, you don't want to disappoint your kid, and you want to be there for your kid. You also want to be happy yourself. So all these like micro decisions come into play that you have to think about and consider. Your family, your wife, your kid. Like where we're gonna be. Are we still gonna live here in Florida? Are we gonna go somewhere else? Like, who knows what can happen from day to day. So it's I don't know, just gotta see how it goes. But I just think that if you're older, don't be afraid of it, I would say. And who knows, 2-3 days from now I might jump back on here and be like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. But, you know, I'll do an update, and I got the baby monitor, I got the crib, I got the bassinet that goes back and forth. I got that from a friend. I got all the baby clothes and all that fun stuff. But I feel like we're prepared as much as we can be prepared, and I know things are gonna come up. Me and my wife, neither of us have really ever changed a diaper, so, you know, we're kind of just going with zero experience into this, and that's a scary thing too. But people say it just clicks, you kind of know what to do, and you know, I hope that's true. But I want to be there for my daughter. That's the biggest thing. I want to have a presence. I want to communicate, because communication's always been a hard thing for me, and it's not something my family does well. Not that we don't get along or anything like that. It's just when it comes to feelings and stuff, we really don't know how to do it. And that's what I want to be better at for my daughter. And my wife is Colombian. They're very affectionate, so that helps a lot. But I myself want to be able to be better. You know, like with your father, you want to be the next level up, right? Because like you hear the stories, like your father's father was a drunk and used to hit him, and then your dad, he didn't hit you, but he was a bit of a drunk. And then, you know, you don't want to be either of those things. You want to be the next level. So it's kind of like that stacking of just generations just being better, because you know more too, right? And you can learn from experiences, and your own experiences you can kind of learn from. But you just got to show up. I guess that's the number one rule. Just show up for your kid. I mean, I guess that rules for everything, right? Just keep showing up and doing your best, doing what you think's right, and putting a positive spin on as much as you possibly can. I think that's all you can do, especially when it comes to your kid. But whatever you start, whatever age you started at, that's it. Just keep moving forward. Keep doing what you love. Keep being, the true to yourself, and just honest. And you might get worn out and tired. There's a little quote my wife has on her vision board. It says, when you get tired, learn to rest, not quit. I love that quote, and that sticks in my mind a lot. I look at it all the time. It's like, yeah, I'm worn out from this. My brain can't. Don't quit. Just rest. Take a little bit of time, and you'll figure it out. So that's it for now, man. Next time I pop on here, I'll be a dad, and that's a crazy statement. Everything changes. Life always changes. There's always a change coming around the corner. So thank you guys for listening. Wish me luck, and I'll be back soon. Later, guys.